to manage some of the very important aviation needs, especially because of staff and all of that. So I'm more concerned that this concession should be done with our smaller airports. Let's give it a try with the smaller airports. I know a lot of investors don't want to go in there because they are not lucrative. But I tell you that if we are going to do giving out our 4 airports, we are giving out so much. So I have a concern with that. And I have a concern with even the staff that are working. The government has said that there's not going to be an employment issue. But you are giving it to private owners, investors who are sinking their money. There is no way we have some redundant staffs at these airports. There's no way that they will not be fired. That's just my concern for now as regarding this concession.
So what you're saying is that apparently there's going to be job loss, isn't it?
Of course. As a private owner, assuming I'm a private owner, I'm taking up a private business that has been run by the government. And of course, you know how government does their things. People just in there redundantly without working. And as a private owner, you can't come in there and keep those people at work. You will have to make changes because it's about profit making. And you have timeline. I think this concession is between 20 to 30 years. You have a timeline. You put so much money and you want to get much money back. So the truth about it is that there's going to be a job loss. There's no two ways about that. There's going to be a job loss. And when you look at it critically, no investor, no private investor will do the kind of wrong business doing government wrong business. So that should be expecting job loss. But one company is saying that there's not going to be job loss. Of course, it's just a way to get through this concession and all of that. What happens after? It's not a concern.
Let's look at the percentage, that the government owns in this particular arrangement, 5%. Some people say the 5% stake, it's too minute, and that may not give government the control to manage or to perhaps do a bit of, control of the company as well. So how do you react to this 5% stake owned by the government, and what is the impact of this, or how significant is this 5% in the aviation sector?
I tell you, I'm sure even when you read it out about 5%, how can the government who owns the property is taking 5%? 5%. That is too minute to even be discussed. I don't understand on what basis on this arrangement for government to be going for 5% in this whole arrangement. It's unheard of. So I sometimes, I'm beginning to believe that, are you even sure that the owners, those who are going to be given the opportunity to own these airports, are not even those who have taken our money, your money, my money, and go get some group of persons out there to come get this whole property for their own selfish interest, just like we always do. So, and then they cannot pick down that of government to be 5%. What is 5%? So minute. What can you do with 5%? You know that those 4 airports are bringing so much money. That is even what we are telling you, 200 billion is even on the basis of government. When a private investor comes in, it's going to be times 3 of that amount. You know that already. So, what would government go going for 5%? Something that you have a large number of staff, and you're not saying you're not 5%, and you're not saying you're not going to, there's not going to be a job loss.
Okay.
Let's look at it critically. I think something is wrong somewhere here. But for someone like me who always look at the aviation industry as a very lucrative environment where we can also employ our manpower to this environment, we must not shoot ourselves in the foot, because a lot of things have happened before that we didn't even benefit from it. Take example for NEPA, privatization and all of that. Why did it stay there? And if they do this and we don't do it right, we're going to lose, and it's going to be so hard for Nigerians.
No doubt there are challenges that come with privatization or concession, that it is in this case. You have also approved the fact that there's nothing wrong in concessioning or privatizing facilities like these. Then, but let's talk about the 5% owned by the government. Now, with this concession that you just approved, so how do you reconcile these two facts? Yes, the 5% is too minute for government to own, and then of course the government has done nothing to concession or privatize these facilities. So how do you reconcile these two? Yes, there's going to be job loss, but yes, it's not enough to own that 5% in this project.
Well, see, first of all, let me come here. Let's assume you have a company, an organization that you built for 40 years, 50 years, and probably because you're not doing too well, and you felt, okay, you want to bring in investors. Let me also ask you, sir, you own that organization. Would you not say you will give out 95% of your stake in that organization to take 5%? Would you do that as an individual? Not as a government, as an individual. Would you want to do that for what you've done so much, investing your life and all the stress that you've gone through, because you're bringing in an investor? The investor is going to take 95% of that, then you're going to take 5%. I don't think you will do that. And I tell you, no government will even think of that.
Just a moment. Now, under this arrangement, what percentage will be okay or enough for the government to own in this project?
Let me also tell you, honestly, the government should own 51%, while the private investors own 49%. For me, that's what it should be. I should be able to have at least a higher percentage until I allow the private investors to come in. So that's why I tell you that sometimes when arrangements like this come, we want to go deep down to know what's really happening. Who are the true investors coming into this business? You need to look for investigative journalists to go in and find out who are the true investors. You find out that the true investors are not even professionals. They are not people, they don't have any technical knowledge on this. You don't go out there, use their connection, pay in some foreigners or whatever that will come in and take this thing so that they don't always want to make money from this whole thing. So it's sometimes you need to go deep in and find out who are the true investors, because I tell you, no company, no individual, and no government will ever give out this concession and take just 5% and then give out 90% to the private investor, because you have a lot to take care of. You have a lot in the aviation industry. So 5% cannot take care of that. So are you going to be going for loaning out money, getting our money to take care of staff, to take care of someone else? It's not going to work. So there are, and let me tell you, because we know that those four airports are very lucrative, the targeted to four airports. Why did they go to other airports like the ones we have in other states? Why did they go for that? They will tell you it's so lucrative. So you bet the hand of companies and then take it in great risk. So that's all. So for me, to rate it 5% is just too minute, and it won't be able to help the industry. I tell you, at the end of the day, industry will suffer, fans will suffer, and at the end of the day, we Nigerians will suffer. Because the private investors are out there to make money, and they're going to make money, and you can't stop them because they have the chunk of the percentage, and you have no say in it. And it's a long time arrangement. 30 years is not here, brother. So this arrangement is wrong, and it's completely wrong. That's what I'm saying.
What situation do you foresee?
Let me also tell you something. Right now, we don't even have a national carrier that will have helped to push in this whole problem that we just talk about.
Just a moment, Captain. Yes, we're going to talk about the national carrier because the government is also finalizing arrangement to kickstart it at the end of the second quarter of this year, and then the impact that will have. But let's talk more on this particular concession arrangement. Yes, no doubt about that. There's always implication when government takes a decision such as these. But let's also look at how to factor some of the stakeholders' demands. The union are also kicking against this concession because it's going to affect them. You talk about the fact that yes, there will be job loss. This is obviously going to happen. But how do you think they can carry some of these unions who are already kicking against this decision with this, with this arrangement?
I like to say, sometimes when we have a discussion organization, I understand, is iBrandTV. And imagine someone is coming into your organization, a private investor is taking over your organization, and he's saying that I can only leave 5% for the owners and take 90%. And those who are employees of this organization, knows that when a private investor comes in here, the law will change, and it's going to affect you. So you now understand the plight of those unions, why they are calling for this concession issue. We need to address it properly. Let me also tell you that there are other arrangements already at those airports with Chinese, with Daikoni, and all of that. And these have not been, those are issues that have not been taken care of yet. The CCC, ECC, and all of that, they've not been taken care of yet. There's a lot of issues. So those who are coming, let me tell you, let me also give you an eye-opener to what is happening. No private investor will come into an organization and know fully well that there is a problem, because the unions are already beating their chest to tell you this is not going to work. And they gave you all instances why it's not going to work, because there's already other arrangements that are on ground that government has not been taken care of yet. And then you're a private investor. Imagine a private investor coming in to put his phone, but a private investor will put his phone until all of those things are taken care of. So that gives us a better understanding of those who are coming in. You know, some politicians who don't give a damn. Whatever you say, they're going to put in their money. They know they are still in charge and all of that. That is what I'm thinking of. Because a private investor knows, if he knows that there is a problem on that, he will ensure that those problems are addressed before he puts his money. Because he invests money into these things. So there is always a problem. The unions are crying, and they're crying because things are going wrong. These are not right. And if I'm a private investor and I see that the union, and I've gone to check those things and I know things are not right, I will put my funds there. So that tells us that those who are actually going into this thing, if you do proper investigation, will know who they are.
Okay, let's turn our attention now to the national carrier. The government says its own national carrier will kick off by the second quarter of the year. That's according to the Minister of Aviation, Hadi Serika, recently. So now they said this has been ongoing since 2018, and this new arrangement or the new national carrier will replace the defunct national carrier, which was started in 2003. So, but this time they said it's going to stay. What difference do you think this will make this time?
Let me first of all appreciate the Minister Hadi Serika. He's trying his best, honestly. There's a lot of bottleneck in government procedures, policies, and all of that. He's doing his best. I think one of his major things when he came in as a minister is to ensure that we have a national career. And I tell you, we have given him all the support that he will need to get us into that space, because we actually need a national career that will cushion the effect of this concession and so many other things. But I tell you, we've been hearing this for so long, and it seems as if it's not going to happen. We pray, we're wishing well. We're always positive, and we believe that as much as he's trying to do this, we must also pray for him, because the government bottlenecks and procedures and policies is destroying so many things. I'm looking forward to that. I'm very positive, and I believe that just like the government has promised, I don't want it to fail again, because it has failed several times. And I tell you, it's not really telling well for us as Nigerians.
Okay.
Because the national career for Nigeria is one thing that every Nigerian, home and abroad, should be looking forward to.
As a stakeholder in the aviation sector, what difference would you want to see, especially with this proposed national carrier to start in the second quarter of the year?
Well, I look forward to see us having a national carrier, a strong, beautiful arrangement that will give us the one we used to have, the Nigerian Airways. Nigerian Airways is a very wonderful image for Nigeria all over the world, globally. And because of mismanagement, because of government policies and wrong policies, and all these ideas of saying we are in charge and all of that, that's what killed Nigerian Airways. Look at where know, with the involvement of the private sector, holding some stake in the Nigerian